Hello, dear friends. My name is Rosa Calderon and I'm 61 years old. I'm a potter from Taos, New Mexico, where the desert air hums with the scent of clay and pinyon, and the streets glow with adobe galleries and turquoise skies. For 30 years I've shaped pots and vases, my hands rough from clay, my heart poured into every curve and glaze, each piece sold in local galleries to build a life I could call mine. My dream was a home with a backyard kiln, a sanctuary where I could create without anyone else's rules. Tonight I want to tell you how that dream was nearly stolen by my best friend Lila, who turned my trust into a tool for her greed. It's a story of betrayal, but also of finding the strength to rebuild from the ashes of a broken friendship. So, grab a mug of tea, maybe one I made myself. Settle in and let me share my story. I was widowed at 44 when my husband, Miguel, died in a construction accident, leaving me with a small pottery shed and a heart heavy with grief. We had no children, but my pots became my legacy, each one a memory of late nights at the wheel, spinning clay into something beautiful. My best friend Lila was my rock. We met at an art fair 25 years ago, her sharp wit and warm laugh drawing me in as she sold my pots in her gallery. She was a single mom raising her daughter Sophia, and we bonded over our hustle, me shaping clay, her selling it. I trusted her with my work, my dreams, even my secrets, lending her $2,000 for Sophia's school fees, $1,500 for gallery rent, $800 for a car repair, never asking for repayment. A potter knows clay takes time to form, and I thought our friendship was just as patient. My dream was a home where I could fire my kiln under the stars, where every pot was mine to shape. For 30 years I saved every commission, $50 from a vase, $100 from a gallery show, stashing $50,000 in a clay jar under my workbench. At 59, I bought my sanctuary, a small adobe house in Taos with a backyard perfect for a kiln. I painted the walls ochre, hung woven rugs from the market, and built a studio with shelves for my pots, turquoise bowls, red clay vases, each a story of my hands. The kiln glowed at night, its warmth my companion. This was my haven where I was Rosa the artist, not just Rosa the potter scraping by. Trouble came 6 months ago when Lila called, her voice trembling. "Rosa, my gallery's failing," she said. "Sophia's college debts are drowning me. Can I stay with you for a bit?" I remembered her standing by me at Miguel's funeral, so I said yes, setting rules. No touching my studio, no long stays, no business in my home. "Of course, Rosa," she said, her voice soft as desert sand. "But promises crack like overfired clay." I came home one evening, my hands gritty from a gallery delivery, and froze in my studio doorway. My sanctuary was a mess. My pots, hand-thrown vases worth hundreds, were stacked in cardboard boxes, labeled for sale, Lila's Gallery. My kiln was cold, its space filled with Lila's art supplies. My workbench held a laptop showing an online auction of my work, listed under her name. Lila stood there sorting my glazes while Sophia packed my tools. The air smelled of her perfume, not my clay. My chest tightened, rage mixing with hurt. "What are you doing to my studio?" I demanded, my voice shaking. Lila turned, her smile too bright. "Rosa, I'm just borrowing some space to save my gallery. You don't need all these pots." Sophia chimed in, "Mom's rebranding. Your stuff's old-fashioned anyway." I saw my favorite vase, a turquoise piece I'd spent weeks glazing, marked at $20 online. My jar, holding $12,000 in savings, was empty on a shelf. "We used it for website costs," Lila admitted. It's an investment, Rosa. You'll get a cut when we succeed. The cut? I'd spent decades shaping clay, skipping meals, wearing patched clothes to buy this house. My pots were my heart, each one a story of survival. But to Lila, they were just inventory, and I was a stepping stone for her comeback. It got worse. Lila invited clients to my home, calling my studio her showroom. She spread rumors at the art market that my pots were mass-produced, convincing buyers to switch to her new line. I overheard her telling Sophia they'd lease my house to a developer, saying I was too old to keep potting. My heart broke, but I thought of my customer, Elena, a jeweler who'd fought her own battles. Rosa, your pots are your soul, she'd said. Don't let anyone break them. I called her, my voice cracking, and she connected me with Ms. Garcia, a lawyer who knew art law. Document everything, Ms. Garcia advised. Protect your home and your work. I photographed the boxed pots, the empty jar, the auction listings. I changed the locks and froze my accounts, my hands trembling as I betrayed the friend I'd loved. The breaking point came at Lila's annual gallery opening, a big event in Taos where artists and buyers mingled under string lights. I'd planned my move carefully with Elena and Ms. Garcia by my side. As Lila gave her speech praising her new collection, I stepped forward, holding a USB drive with evidence, bank records showing her skimming my sales, screenshots of my pots listed as hers, emails where she called my work cheap. The crowd hushed as I connected the drive to the gallery's projector. Lila's been stealing my art for years, I said, my voice steady. She took $12,000 from my savings and tried to sell my home. The screen lit up with proof and gasps filled the room. Lila's face crumpled. Rosa, it's a misunderstanding, she cried, but Ms. Garcia stepped in. Ms. Calderon owns her work and property. You've committed fraud. The police, called by Elena, escorted Lila and Sophia out as buyers turned away. Lila tried tears, her old trick. Rosa, we're friends. How could you do this? But I stood firm. You stole my art, my money, my trust. You're done here. Sophia sneered. You'll be alone, Rosa. I looked at my pots, safe in my studio, and said, I'm choosing myself. That night I fired my kiln, the glow warming my heart. I repainted my studio walls ochre, reshelved my vases, and scrubbed my workbench clean. Elena and my art market friends came by, bringing wine and laughter, filling my home with joy. I started a pottery school for local kids, teaching them to shape their own stories. Lila sent a few pleading texts, then silence, and I'm grateful. At 61, I've learned that friendship isn't a blank check for theft. My kiln, my heart, is mine, and its fire is my freedom. Did you feel my story, friends? I'm sharing it from Taos, where my kiln glows under the desert stars. Where are you listening from? Let's meet in the comments. If this tale touched you, your support means the world. A kind word or a super thanks keeps these stories spinning. Check out more on my channel and don't forget to subscribe. With love and respect, Rosa.